Hey everyone, my name is Nate, and I am the Student Ministries Worship Leader here at Faith Chapel in Billings, Montana. And I've had a lot of questions recently from other worship leaders around town, from people in the congregation, some friends, on how we make our worship always sound so full, and even if we don't always have a full band, how we can make it seem bigger and just feel fuller and better. And what I'll answer is we use clicks and loops. So we have a click track that keeps us in time, and then we have loops to back us up, to keep us together, to make it feel full and to make it feel big. And so what I wanted to do was make a video that I could show people, that I could send people, that we could put on our resources page to show the program that we use, how we use it, how I typically set it up for a weekend, so that if you are looking, if you're questioning what kind of program you should use and how simple it might be, you can look at this video and decide whether or not you want to use it. And so the program that we use is called Ableton Live. And all of these right here are labeled MWC, which stands for Main Worship Center. So what I'm doing and what I just did is I set up the clicks and loops for this weekend that we're going to use in the Main Worship Center. I'll relabel this so it's the right date. But this is the date coming up for the weekend, is the 19th of January. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and this is what a typical weekend looks like for us right here. This is a full. I just did this. Just made it and made it all right. And so this is typically what the screen looks like for us. You've got a lot. It looks kind of scary and it looks a little confusing, but you've got a lot of options over here and up here, and what are all these colors. So I just want to explain to you really quick how simple it actually is. We label every single one of these just because, for my eyes, it's easier to see. I know that green is electric guitar. I know that dark blue is keys, light blue is piano, and it's just easier for when you purchase a multi-track. The way they give it to you is labeled this way, and so it's just easier to drag and drop. And over here, this is called the scene. So the scene, when you hit play, it's playing all of these right up here, all of these stems. And so this is the scene here. This is what controls everything. And so I'm going to delete this one, and I'll recreate it for you to see how we do that. And so what I just did there is I hit Command I, and that Command I inserts another scene. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete one of the ones that I just made. I'm actually going to drag this up here because it's going to be first in the set. So the first song in the set this weekend, as you can see, is called Unstoppable God. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to hit Command R to rename. Go Unstoppable. Oops. God. Wow, I cannot type. Ignore that. God. It's an 8/8, and I know it's at 132 beats per minute. So in Ableton Live, for some reason that I cannot explain, the title of the song has to be all caps. And then next in the scene, the way you have to organize it is the time signature and then the beats per minute after that. And BPM has to be lowercase. And so hit Unstoppable God, all caps. The time signature is going to be in 4/4. We like to do 8/8 just so that we can hear the 8th note in the click to keep us on time better. And then, as you can see, 132 beats per minute. And so where we keep all of our stems is on our network. So I'm going to connect to our network really quick and show you the craziness that is all of our stems. Stems down here. So in-house stems are ones that we've created, that we've edited, that we've made ourselves, or in some way needed to use in a different aspect. These multi-tracks here, this is what we've purchased off of multitracks.com. This is where we get almost all of our loops. We love that site, and it's just a very reliable site for us. And so I'm going to look for Unstoppable God, and I'll find it right here. And we downloaded the song in the key of B. This weekend, we are actually going to do it in the key of A. So I'm going to go to multi-tracks, and this is what it looks like. So when you purchase multi-tracks, this is how they give it to you. Labeled with acoustic guitar, bass, backup vocals, choir, click track, all of that. And so the way that I set it up typically, I just kind of start with the electric guitar. I'm an electric guitar player myself, and so it kind of usually just catches my eye. I know what needs to be there, and so bring those in, and you just drag and drop. Move on to the keys next. I like to hit the major ones first. That's what works for me. You can put them in however you like. Bring in the percussion. We will bring in the piano, synth bass, and then I want to make sure I get the guide in there as well. Just like that. And what I'll do here is I'll double click to get that MIDI sound in. And it looks like this is everything that we will need for this song this weekend. Our congregation really likes this song, and so sometimes we'll put in the BGVs in a choir to make it feel like they can sing along with us. But because they know the song well, we know that they're going to sing. And so I'm not going to put those BGVs in there this time. But like I said earlier, we downloaded this song in the key of B. So I'm going to play it for you really quick. Cool thing about Ableton, side note, is it's very customizable. And so what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to hit Command K. And as you can see, this is our metronome icon up here. And the way we have it set up is so that we can click M to turn it on or off. So I'm going to hit Command K again, and when I hit M, that highlighted icon shows me that the metronome is on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Make sure the tempo is correct. Make sure it sounds good. Tempo sounds correct, so I'm going to turn the metronome off. And I'm listening here, and it sounds like it's all where it needs to be. And so we downloaded it in the key of B, and so what I need to do is I need to transpose it. And so I need to go to every single stem that has some sort of, that plays some sort of note or tone to it, and I'll hit warp, make sure it's at 132 BPM, and then I'll have to do that for every single stem that I want to transpose. And so we typically don't transpose the percussion or the drums if we use the drums because we don't want those sounds to get warped and to make it sound not very good. And so now I've got all of the stems that I needed to be transposed, and I'm going to highlight all of those stems. So I'm going to go from keys, I'm going to hit shift, click on keys, and go all the way to synth bass. And as you can see, that's going to highlight from there to there. And then from there, I'm going to go down here to transpose. Make sure if you're doing this, you don't go to octave because that's going to make things real weird. So I click on that, and I'm going to go down 2 semitones. So 1 semitone is a half a step. And so because we got it in B, going from B to B flat would be 1 semitone, and from B flat to A would be 2. Musically, that's 1 whole step. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hit play again.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And now we are in the key of A. So it's pretty simple. It's easy as that. This is kind of a weird weekend for us. We've got a couple of flats, a couple of weird keys. And so I have to transpose these two as well. And I've already done that. And so that's awesome. That's great. We got Living Hope in the key of E flat from Multitracks, which is the original key. And so I don't have to mess with that at all. And from here, what we would typically do, this is just the setup process. And so what I'm going to do is I'll come up here, I'll hit File, and I'll hit Collect All and Save. And what that does is that brings in each one of these stems from the network and saves it onto this file. So once I do that, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, sometimes it doesn't. This was a quick one because I had already done it earlier. Once I'm done with this, I'm actually going to hit Save As, which I could have done earlier. Save Live Set As. And I'm going to change it to this weekend's date just for organization. Boom, it's saved. And then typically what I would do is I would go to Ableton, I'd find this. I can actually drag this one down to the garbage because it's the wrong weekend. And what I would do is I would take this and I would drag it into AirDrop, and we have a laptop that we use side stage during the weekend where we activate the loops from a loop to miss. And so I would drag that and I would AirDrop it to that laptop, and then I'd plug it into our Sapphire connector that we have. And the Sapphire also connects to the loop to miss, and then that's how we trigger our loops. We can make another video on that one day, but I just wanted to show you the setup, the template that we use, how we organize, and how we do clicks and loops here at Faith Chapel. So if there's any questions, let us know, email us, and we'll do our absolute best to answer it the best that we can. Hopefully this video helps, and thank you so much for watching.